Last summer, John and Martha, a couple in their late 60s, had been planning their dream trip to Europe for years. They'd saved, researched, and couldn't wait to explore the cobblestone streets of Rome and the beautiful canals of Venice. But just 3 days into their trip, John ended up in an Italian hospital with severe dehydration and exhaustion. Martha struggled to communicate with doctors in a foreign language while managing their travel insurance claims alone. What should have been the trip of a lifetime turned into a frightening ordeal that could have been prevented. The truth is, traveling after 60 isn't the same as when you were younger. Your body responds differently to stress, time changes, and physical demands. And while travel agents and websites are quick to promote senior-friendly cruises and tours, they rarely mention the real risks that can turn a dream vacation into a nightmare. In this video, we're going to explore 5 critical travel mistakes that put seniors at risk after 60. These aren't the obvious ones like forgetting travel insurance or not bringing enough medication. These are the subtle, rarely discussed errors that even experienced travelers make. Mistakes that can impact your health, safety, and enjoyment when you're far from home. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what to watch out for, and more importantly, how to prepare properly so you can truly enjoy your adventures without unnecessary risks. Whether you're planning an overseas journey or a domestic road trip, these insights could make all the difference to your travel experience. Stay with me until the end, because the last mistake is something that nearly 80% of senior travelers do without realizing how dangerous it can be. You'll also learn a simple preparation technique that takes just 30 minutes but could save you from a medical emergency when you're thousands of miles from home. Don't miss the final insight. It's one that most people overlook, yet it holds incredible power in predicting what lies ahead. These markers could completely reshape how you see your future and add valuable years to your life. If this has sparked your interest, show your support by hitting the like button, subscribing to our channel, and sharing this video with those you care about. Together, let's make informed choices for a healthier, longer life. Now let's get started with the 5 travel mistakes that put seniors at risk after 60. Mistake number 1. Ignoring your body's adjusted travel capacity. One of the biggest mistakes seniors make when planning trips is ignoring how their travel capacity has changed. Many people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond still plan itineraries as if they were 35 years old, with packed schedules, multiple destinations, and minimal downtime. It's not about age limiting your adventures. It's about understanding that your body's ability to handle travel stress has changed. Think about Margaret, a vibrant 72-year-old who prided herself on always being active. For her retirement celebration, she booked a 14-day tour of Southeast Asia that included 6 cities across 3 countries. The itinerary looked exciting on paper: a new destination every 2 days, early morning excursions, and evening cultural shows. By day 4, Margaret was exhausted. The combination of jet lag, heat, and constant movement left her feeling dizzy and irritable. She pushed through, not wanting to miss anything, but by the end of the trip, she had developed a respiratory infection and needed weeks to recover once she got home. "I kept thinking I could handle the same pace as before," she later admitted, "but my body was telling me otherwise and I wasn't listening." What Margaret experienced wasn't weakness. It was simply her body's adjusted travel capacity. After 60, your cardiovascular system doesn't bounce back from stress as quickly. Your sleep cycles are more sensitive to disruption, and your immune system needs more time to adjust to new environments. These aren't flaws, they're natural changes that require a different approach to travel. Here's how to work with your adjusted travel capacity instead of against it. First, be honest about your energy patterns. Do you feel strongest in the mornings or evenings? Plan your most demanding activities during your peak energy times. For example, if mornings are when you feel most alert, schedule museum visits or walking tours before lunch. Then allow for more relaxed activities or rest in the afternoons. Second, build recovery days into your itinerary. For every 2 days of active sightseeing, include 1 day with minimal scheduled activities. This isn't wasting a day of your trip. It's ensuring you'll have the energy to enjoy the entire journey, rather than burning out halfway through. Third, consider the home base approach. Instead of changing hotels every few days, choose 1 or 2 central locations and take day trips. This allows you to unpack once, establish a comfortable routine, and return to familiar surroundings each evening. The predictability reduces stress on your body and mind. Think of your energy as a special currency when you travel. You have a certain amount to spend each day, and if you overspend, you'll go into energy debt that becomes increasingly difficult to repay. By respecting your body's adjusted travel capacity, you're not limiting your adventures. You're ensuring you'll be able to fully experience and remember them. Mistake number 2. Underestimating medication and time zone challenges. The second critical mistake many seniors make is underestimating how time zones affect medication schedules. Most travelers remember to pack their prescriptions, but few create a clear plan for when to take them when traveling across multiple time zones. This seemingly small oversight can lead to serious health complications that can derail your entire trip. Consider Robert, a 67-year-old with well-controlled diabetes who flew from New York to Tokyo for his daughter's wedding. Robert diligently packed all his medications, but didn't think about how the 13-hour time difference would affect his insulin schedule. After arrival, confused by jet lag and the time shift, he accidentally took his long-acting insulin twice. Within a short period, that night his blood sugar dropped dangerously low, requiring emergency medical attention during what should have been a joyous family celebration. This isn't just about diabetes medications. Blood pressure pills, heart medications, Parkinson's treatments, and many other prescriptions rely on consistent timing for effectiveness and safety. When you cross time zones, that consistency becomes challenging to maintain without a specific plan. The risks go beyond just missed or double doses. Your body's natural rhythms are disrupted by travel, especially when crossing multiple time zones. This disruption affects how medications are absorbed and processed. A medication that works perfectly at home might cause unexpected side effects when your body is adjusting to a new time zone. Here's how to manage your medication safely while traveling across time zones. First, before your trip, consult with your healthcare provider about creating a specific medication transition plan. Ask questions like, should I gradually adjust my medication times before departure? Or, what should I do if I'm unsure whether I've taken a dose? Your doctor can create personalized instructions based on your specific health conditions and the time zones you'll be crossing. Second, create a written schedule that shows exactly when to take each medication in your destination's local time. Use a specialized app like MediSafe, or simply set multiple labeled alarms on your phone. Some travelers find it helpful to use a pill organizer with additional labels showing both home time and destination time for each dose during the transition days. Third, keep medications in your carry-on luggage, never in checked bags. This isn't just about preventing loss. It's about having immediate access to adjust your medication schedule during long flights. For temperature-sensitive medications like insulin, ask your pharmacist about proper travel storage options before your trip. Lastly, wear a medical alert bracelet or carry a card that lists your conditions and medications. This becomes essential if you experience a medication-related emergency and can't communicate effectively with medical personnel, especially in a country where you don't speak the language. Remember Robert's experience. A wonderful family celebration was compromised because of a medication timing issue that could have been prevented with proper planning. By creating a clear medication transition plan, you're protecting not just your health, but also the enjoyment and peace of mind that should come with travel. If you're still watching and finding this information valuable, please type health in the comments below. Your engagement helps this video reach more people who need this information, and I'd love to know you're here with me. Mistake number 3. Choosing the wrong accommodations for senior needs. The third major mistake seniors make when traveling is selecting accommodations based on price or location alone, without considering specific age-related needs. That charming boutique hotel in the historic district might look perfect online, but the reality of 6 flights of stairs and no elevator can quickly turn your dream vacation into a physical ordeal. Take Eleanor and James, a couple in their early 70s who booked what looked like a perfect vacation rental in the Tuscan countryside. The photos showed gorgeous views and authentic Italian charm. What wasn't mentioned? The bedroom was on the 3rd floor. The bathroom had a high-sided tub with no grab bars, and the nearest pharmacy was a 30-minute drive away. Within days, Eleanor developed knee pain from the stairs, and James slipped in the bathroom, fortunately without serious injury. They spent much of their trip dealing with physical discomfort rather than enjoying Italy. This scenario plays out for thousands of senior travelers every year. The problem isn't just about mobility. It's about choosing accommodations that support your specific needs, energy levels, and potential health concerns. Even seniors without mobility issues can find themselves exhausted by accommodations that require long walks to reach basic amenities or restrooms. Here's how to select accommodations that will support rather than challenge your travel experience. First, make accessibility a non-negotiable priority when booking. Look beyond the standard wheelchair-accessible option, which doesn't address many senior-specific needs. Call directly and ask detailed questions. How many stairs to reach the room? Are there grab bars in the bathroom? How far is the room from the main entrance or restaurant? What medical facilities are nearby? Many properties don't include these details in their online listings, but staff can usually provide specific information when asked directly. Second, prioritize locations that reduce daily physical strain. A hotel that's centrally located might cost more, but it allows you to return to your room for brief rests during the day without losing valuable exploration time. If you're sensitive to noise, request a room away from elevators, ice machines, and street noise to ensure quality sleep, which becomes even more crucial as we age. Third, consider medical proximity in your planning. Before booking, research the nearest hospitals and whether they accept your travel insurance. In remote locations or countries with limited health care, this becomes especially important. Some seniors even choose to stay in accommodations near international hospitals in foreign countries for added peace of mind. Finally, don't dismiss cruise ships and organized tours too quickly. While they might seem less adventurous, they offer controlled environments with consistent access to medical care, elimination of daily packing, unpacking stress, and predictable physical demands. Many provide excellent balances of exploration and comfort, specifically designed for older travelers. Eleanor and James could have enjoyed their Tuscan dream with just a few different choices. Perhaps a first-floor apartment in a small town with medical facilities, or a property with fewer charming but challenging architectural features. The right accommodations don't just provide a place to sleep. They create a supportive home base that enhances your entire travel experience. Mistake number 4, neglecting proper hydration and climate adjustment strategies. The fourth critical mistake that puts seniors at risk when traveling is underestimating how dramatically different climates affect aging bodies, particularly regarding hydration needs. Many travelers pack for weather differences by bringing appropriate clothing, but few prepare for how their body's internal regulation systems will respond to temperature extremes or humidity changes. Consider the story of David, a healthy and active 68-year-old who traveled from Chicago to Arizona in July. Having lived with Midwestern humidity his whole life, he didn't realize how quickly desert heat would affect him. Despite bringing water bottles, he found himself severely dehydrated. On the second day, after spending just 3 hours exploring outdoor attractions, the dry heat had caused his body to lose moisture so rapidly that by the time he felt thirsty, he was already experiencing dizziness and confusion, early signs of heat exhaustion. What David experienced wasn't unusual. After 60, your body's thirst mechanism becomes less efficient, often not signaling until you're already dehydrated. Your kidneys don't conserve water as effectively as they once did, and your body contains about 10% less water than it did in your younger years, leaving less reserve when dehydration begins. These normal age-related changes make climate adjustment a serious health consideration for senior travelers. The risks go beyond just discomfort. Dehydration can trigger or worsen existing health conditions, increase fall risk through dizziness, and even lead to hospitalization in severe cases. Temperature extremes, both hot and cold, put additional strain on the cardiovascular system, which becomes more vulnerable as we age. Here's how to protect yourself with proper hydration and climate adjustment strategies. First, implement a proactive hydration schedule rather than relying on thirst. Set regular reminders to drink water regardless of whether you feel thirsty. A good rule is consuming at least 8 ounces of water every 2 hours while active, and more in hot or high-altitude locations. Consider carrying a special water bottle with time markers to help you track your intake throughout the day. Second, plan a gradual climate adjustment period. If you're traveling somewhere significantly hotter, colder, or more humid than home, schedule lighter activities for the first 2 to 3 days. Your body needs this time to adapt its temperature regulation systems. Many travelers want to hit the ground running, but giving your body time to adjust prevents problems that could affect your entire trip. Third, recognize that airplane travel itself causes dehydration. The low humidity environment in aircraft cabins can leave you starting your trip already moisture depleted. Drink water consistently during flights, avoid alcohol and caffeine which worsen dehydration, and consider using a hydrating nasal spray to protect sensitive nasal passages. Fourth, modify your activity timing to work with the climate, not against it. In hot destinations, plan outdoor activities for early morning or evening, and seek air-conditioned venues during peak heat. In cold destinations, allow extra time for warming up before going outdoors, and plan shorter exposure periods with warming breaks. Lastly, pack specific items that support climate adaptation, electrolyte packets to add to water in hot climates, extra moisturizer for dry conditions, layered clothing for variable temperatures, and appropriate sun protection. Aging skin burns more easily, another change many seniors don't anticipate. David's experience could have been prevented with better understanding of how aging affects climate adaptation. By implementing these hydration and climate adjustment strategies, you're not just avoiding discomfort, you're protecting yourself from one of the most common causes of travel-related medical emergencies among seniors. If you're still with me and finding value in this information, please comment prepared below. I'd love to know you're here, and your engagement helps others find this potentially life-saving information. Mistake number 5. Failing to create a personal health dossier for emergency situations. The fifth and perhaps most dangerous mistake seniors make when traveling is failing to prepare a comprehensive health dossier for emergency situations. This mistake is particularly dangerous because it affects you precisely when you're most vulnerable, during a health crisis in an unfamiliar location, possibly with providers who don't speak your language. Let me share Helen's story. At 74, she was enjoying a river cruise through Eastern Europe when she experienced severe chest pain. Rushed to a hospital in a small Hungarian town, she couldn't remember the exact names or dosages of her medications. Her husband knew she took something for blood pressure but couldn't provide details. The language barrier complicated everything. The doctors struggled to determine whether her symptoms indicated a heart attack or a reaction to her existing medications. Precious time was lost as they tried to piece together her medical history without complete information. This scenario happens with alarming frequency. According to travel insurance providers, incomplete medical information is a leading complication in overseas treatment for senior travelers. The emergency itself is stressful enough. Trying to communicate complex medical history through pain, stress, and language barriers makes a difficult situation potentially life-threatening. What's particularly troubling is that nearly 80% of senior travelers, that statistic I mentioned earlier, fail to create a proper health dossier before traveling. Many assume their regular wallet card or a vague knowledge of their conditions is sufficient. It's not, especially when medical decisions must be made quickly by providers unfamiliar with your history. Here's how to create an effective, personal health dossier that could save your life while traveling. First, compile a comprehensive document that includes all current medications with dosages and schedules, previous surgeries with dates, known allergies, chronic conditions, your primary doctor's contact information, emergency contacts, and insurance. Details including policy numbers and international assistance phone numbers. Include both brand and generic names for medications, as many countries use different brand names for the same drugs. Second, translate this document into the language of your destination country. This step is crucial yet frequently overlooked. Many online services or translation apps can help with this, but for maximum accuracy, consider having it professionally translated for countries where you anticipate language barriers. At minimum, have the names of your medical conditions and medications translated. Third, create multiple copies of this dossier in different formats. Keep a paper copy in your wallet or purse, another in your suitcase. Store a digital copy in your phone and email a copy to your travel companions and a trusted person at home. Consider storing it in a cloud service you can access from any device. Multiple access points ensure this information will be available, even if your belongings are lost or you're unconscious. Fourth, include recent basic lab results if you have chronic conditions. A copy of your latest EKG if you have heart issues, recent blood work showing kidney function, or your latest A1C if you're diabetic, can provide critical baseline information to emergency providers. Ask your doctor which specific test results would be most valuable to include. Finally, consider technology solutions specifically designed for medical emergencies while traveling. Medical ID bracelets with QR codes that link to your full health profile are becoming increasingly popular. Some travel health apps create encrypted health profiles that emergency responders can access even if your phone is locked. The simple 30-minute preparation technique I mentioned earlier is setting aside dedicated time to create this comprehensive health dossier before any major trip. Those 30 minutes could literally save your life by giving emergency medical providers the exact information they need when seconds count. Helen's story eventually had a positive ending. After several stressful hours, the hospital was able to contact her home physician and get the information they needed, but those critical hours of uncertainty could have been avoided entirely with proper preparation. We've covered 5 critical travel mistakes that put seniors at risk after 60. Ignoring your body's adjusted travel capacity, underestimating medication and time zone challenges, choosing the wrong accommodations, neglecting proper hydration and climate adjustment strategies, and failing to create a personal health dossier for emergencies. These mistakes aren't discussed often enough in travel planning, yet addressing them can make the difference between a trip filled with wonderful memories and one marred by preventable health crises. The good news is that each of these risks can be managed with thoughtful preparation. Travel after 60 shouldn't be frightening or overwhelming. In fact, many people find their post-retirement years ideal for exploration. You have the wisdom, perspective, and often the financial stability to truly appreciate new experiences. The key is traveling smarter, not limiting your adventures. Think about John and Martha from our opening story. After their difficult experience in Italy, they didn't stop traveling. Instead, they adapted their approach, implementing many of the strategies we've discussed. Their next trip to New Zealand included rest days between activities, a medication schedule adjusted for time zones, carefully selected accommodations, proper hydration practices, and a complete health dossier translated into English. The result was the wonderful, stress-free experience they had originally hoped for. As we age, travel doesn't have to become more limited. It just needs to become more intentional. By acknowledging how your body has changed and planning accordingly, you can continue exploring the world safely and joyfully for many years to come. I encourage you to take a moment now to consider which of these 5 areas might need attention in your own travel planning. Perhaps you've been packing too many activities into each day, or maybe you've never created that comprehensive health dossier. Identifying your personal risk areas is the first step towards safer, more enjoyable travel experiences. Thank you for joining me today. If you found this information valuable, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share this content with friends or family members who love to travel. Your support helps us continue creating videos that help seniors live their fullest, most adventurous lives. Have you experienced any of these travel challenges, or do you have additional tips to share? I'd love to hear your stories and insights in the comments below. Your experiences might help another traveler avoid the same mistakes. Until next time, safe and happy travels to wherever your adventures take you.